Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to continue where we left off. I'm sorry that you have two separate videos this time. Okay, so my second problem I'm going to show you is a little trick. Notice they only gave me the height. They didn't give me the length or the width, but what they did tell me is it's a cube. So I know that a cube, all the edges are the same. It's kind of like a square, but a three-dimensional one. So if you know that, sorry, my pencil is really light. If you know that it's a cube, you just can fill in all of your other numbers. Okay, so now that I know that, I drew some pictures just to kind of help you. What this means is I have two long, so two can fit, and then I have two wide, so two can fit. So that means on this bottom part, or my base we've called it, I could put 4. Because I could fit 4 little cubes, because remember the whole thing is how many fit inside there. But because it's too tall, I can fit 2 layers of them. So look how many cubes will actually fit in this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a bottom layer of 4. So my answer is 8 cubes. Just to remind you, and you'll really need to know this for your test, one of these little things is called a unit cube because they're one cube or 1 unit cube. So that's a unit cube, and there's 4 of them right here. Okay? All right, so that's not how we're going to attack these, though. We're going to get into the habit of using the formula because that's the faster way. So remember my steps. My first step says I'm going to write my formula. So I'm going to start with this formula, base times height. Okay, so my base is my area of my bottom. So how many are on my bottom? Well, if this is 2 and this is 2, I find area by multiplying length times width. So my area is 4, and my height is my up-down number. So my height is 2. So then I solve, and I get 8, and then I add my measurement cubed. So this one would be units cubed. Okay, I'm going to try my other formula as well. Volume equals length times width times height. Okay, so my length is 2, my width is 2, and my height is also 2. So when I go to solve this, I would get 4 times 2 is 8. And then my final step would be to add units cubed. So I could put units cubed. I could also say cubic units. For this one, I could have done either one. Okay, let's actually try some together. We're going to not do this part. We're going to jump right into our formulas. Okay, here's our first one. So we're going to start with our first formula, which is volume equals base times height. So step 1 is we write our formula. Step 2 is we fill in our numbers. So our base, this is a little tricky because we can't really see the whole thing. So we're going to have to use these numbers to help us. If this is 3 right here, and there's 4 of them there, how many are on the base? Remember, the base means the area of it. Well, we realized area is 3 multiplication. So 3 times 4 is my base, and my height is how tall is it? So my height is, remember, my tall number, which is 3. So I'm saying I get 36, and then, whoops, sorry. I just messed up our camera. My last step is add my measurement. So this one doesn't have measurements. So this one's just going to be units cubed. Okay, we could have also said cubic units. Okay, let's try another one. Right, for this one, we're going to actually use our other formula. Let's try that one. So our other formula is volume equals length times width times height. Okay, so my second step is fill it in. Here's my length is 7. My width is 2. And my height is my straight up down number, which is 5. So my next step is to solve one step at a time. Okay, if you get to something like this that you can't do in your head, just do some side work. Go to the side and figure out what is 14 times 5 if you can't do it in your head. And I'm getting 14 times 5 is 70. And my last step is take my measurement, which for this time it's centimeters, and cube it with a little exponent 3. So that's my answer for that one. Now I didn't show you this earlier, but I'm going to show you why it's cubed. Because really my length wasn't 7, my length was 7 centimeters. And my width wasn't really 2, it was 2 centimeters. And my height wasn't really 5, it's 5 centimeters. We don't normally write all that because it's a lot of work, but why it's centimeters cubed is because I had 3 centimeters that I had to multiply. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, what you need to know is you need to be very comfortable with both formulas. It might require you to do one sometimes and one the other. Okay, so I want you to try. You can choose one on one and one on the other. Okay, so you have 2 homeworks, and then as always, rate yourself. Have a great weekend. Good night.